I was just having a conversation with my son about, just things, right? About life and that kind of stuff. And one part of the reason why I'm actually trying to build in public, build the reciprocity project, to build it out so that we can create non-rejectable research papers, a platform, create non-rejectable research papers and grants, and make it fun, right? Like really change the way that we look at how research is done. Because right now um, it's often, there's a lot of unfairness that's associated with it. And why can't we actually have a platform to change this so that anybody anywhere can join it and kind of walk through to create something that's actually reasonably good, but also have fun, right? And I think that's the critical thing because if you talk to, I mean, just look at all the memes online and everybody will say it's like a depressing process, right? But going back to this, right? Part of the reason why I'm doing this publicly, and I think my wife doesn't even really understand it either. There's only a few people that understand it. Is really how do you live a good life, right? And it's thinking about, okay, I have a burning itch to change the world in some sort of way. How do I do that given that my life is busy, given that I've got many different things that are going on, given that I'm a dad, I'm a worker, right? Like I sort of oversee students. I got all these kind of things, just like everybody else, right? Like all of these different commitments. How do you do it to move the needle and not lose yourself as well? I think almost all of this stuff, all about the entrepreneurship and innovation, is just completely wrong. I hate to say this, but I think it truly is often completely wrong at how we paint it. And we paint it as this like, oh, you got to go, you're 20 years old, and you go start this high tech startup, and you blow it all, right? Like you go do that thing. And who in the right mind's ever going to do that? Right? Like, what world do you live in that you think that that is acceptable other than, and I'm going to just say it right out there, rich white dudes, right? Like, people that come from enormous amounts of wealth, that they have a sense of security to go do that thing. And generally, it's already people that are, um, that are in a position in society that can feel like they actually do that, right? Um, and you know for all the rest of the people other than that 25-year-old, right? That's all anybody's ever talking about. What about all the rest of us, right? Like the people that didn't grow up with anything, the people that grew up in the middle of nowhere, the people that are single, they're single parents, they're um, all of these other people in Afghanistan. I don't care where it is, right? In Argentina, in Brazil, in Chile, in Kazakhstan, like in Indonesia, like all these other places that everybody knows that exist, and there's talented, extraordinarily talented people there, and they feel like they get locked out. And I am just basically trying to say, listen, you can do this. And it requires you to get up and to do something where everybody's going to make fun of you. Everybody's going to say what you're doing is stupid. It's in my head all of the time. I know. Like, I am so painfully aware of all of this. Even just interacting with neighbors and, interact. I get it. I get it. I am so well aware of this. I'm so in tune. And what you have to do is just push that away and get going and get trying. And, if you're a mom right now and you've got babies at home, do something, right? Like find your something, and it's nothing's going to happen for years when you start this. And it's going to be embarrassing, and you're going to think, why am I actually doing this? This is the dumbest thing in the world. I have no time. But, that is the point, right? Like that is precisely the point of how you actually live a good life and move the needle is you look at your life and what you have. You got just like everybody else, you got all these kind of demands. It's crazy. It's nutty. You may be sitting on a bus right now because you're trying to get to work and you're listening to this. Use those moments to do something that moves the needle in your life that nobody else understands. And, I might not accomplish this goal of completely revolutionizing the academic game, completely revolutionizing research, which I think is really stupid, right? Like, imagine what it would be like. This is my ultimate goal, I think, is like, okay, I completely change the game for everybody. And then it's like the, I always imagine like the school just sort of that I'm part of it, right? Like, um, that's where I sort of think about is what does that look like? And it's a stupid thing. It's this just outrageous goal that I will never get to. I understand that. But what does it mean to try to get there? What does it mean to incrementally to know my life is just stupid and busy and I feel just awkward and weird and I'm doing this like in my car because I don't have any other time. I'm prioritizing. I have to prioritize my own work. But how do I do this given all of those constraints? And I've got kids that I love. I've got a wife that I love. I want to spend time with them. How do I do that? Is by being weird. Find those moments where it feels uncomfortable. Knowing that people are looking at me saying, why is he doing this? Because it's not going anywhere. This is a big fat failure. And you're going to go through that every single time you do it. You go through those thoughts, all of those thoughts, every single one. And that's why I do it, to tell you that you are normal if you're going through it, that it's just one step after the other. And all of those doubts, all of those fears, they're true, right? Like I'm not discounting them. All of them are absolutely true and it's right, right? Like I am a giant failure with this. If you're to measure it by all of the stupid metrics that everybody has, all of the stupid ways of measuring success, right? Like making $1 million from it, becoming, world, all of these stupid things that you see online. You get the fancy investors, you get you're hobnobbing with, Mark Zuckerberg and all this kind of just stupid ways of seeing the world that are projected on us all of the time now, but to know that I am successful in the fact that I'm doing this, even though that everybody else would say I'm a failure. And even though that what I'm doing makes no sense to anybody else. That's what it means to live a good life. That's what it means to just keep going and knowing that nobody's going to support you, but that's okay. That they don't have to. That it's you versus the world, and you're moving that needle and it's just in your head that you're doing just fine no matter what everybody else is saying. And even in that nasty voice that's in your head that's telling you that you're a failure and you're just, an idiot and all of that kind of stuff that we all have every day, you don't listen to them. You don't listen to that one guy or girl in your head, and you take that step forward and know that this is nuts, but you're going to do it anyways. All right, take care. Have a wonderful day.